She was bent over and was quite unable to stand up straight. When Jesus saw her, he called her over and said, "Woman, you are set free from your ailment." When he laid his hands upon her, immediately she stood up straight and began praising God. But the leader of the synagogue, indignant because Jesus had cured on the Sabbath, the leader of the synagogue, indignant because Jesus had cured on the Sabbath, kept saying to the crowd repeatedly, "There are 6 days on which work ought to be done. Come on those days and be cured, and not on the Sabbath day." But the Lord answered him and said, "You hypocrites, does not each of you on the Sabbath untie his ox or his donkey from the manger and lead it away to give it water? And ought not this woman, a daughter of Abraham, whom Satan bound for 18 long years, be set free from this bondage on the Sabbath day?" When he said this, all of his opponents were put to shame, and the entire crowd was rejoicing at all the wonderful things that he was doing. The word of God for the people of God.
Thanks be to God.
Amen. So, welcome to the Witherspoon Street School of the Prophets. That's how I think of this time with our young adults. Before we begin, we'll reverse the order and just take a moment now. Ask that you will do as we've done in the past. We're going to take some deep contemplative breaths and meditate. And I'm going to pray with you before we begin. Okay? You're welcome to bow your head or whatever position is comfortable for you. Thank you, God, for being the same yesterday, today, and forever. You change not. You are the Lord over our past, our present, and our future. We thank you, God, that during Lent we have a time to reflect. We have a time, oh God, to focus and to be renewed. We thank you for ministering to each and every heart. In Jesus Christ's name. Amen. Amen. So what we're going to do is in some ways similar to what we did the last time I was with you, in so much as you need a partner. So if you're sitting far away from someone, please come close to them. So the text, a part of it, we see the woman in the synagogue, and we see that she comes in with a spirit that has crippled her for 8 years. So, 18, thank you. So those 18 years that she has been crippled has been like her shadow. So that song, "Me and My Shadow," everywhere she went, everywhere she turned, that crippling spirit was there binding her. So now I'm going to ask you to do something that is a little unusual. It won't be too embarrassing, I think. So one of you is the crippling illness. The other is the woman. And so as a crippling illness, one of you will whisper into the ears of the other. And you can pick any of these sayings. These things that hold us fast. These things that would cause you to not be able to live upright, move into your human potential, okay? So you're going to whisper into the ear of the other person, so you have to draw close. You can't do it. You're not smart enough. I don't think you're able. Why did you say that to the other person? You know, your friends don't actually really like you. They don't really want to be bothered. It's all for show. And with each of those words, she crumbles. You collapse. You withdraw just a little bit more. You become a little bit less confident. And that nature is kind of what self-silencing does. Crippling, right? Okay. So I initiated by saying, welcome to the school of the prophet. The nature and character of a prophet is so often suggested to be just one who is loud and just one who wants to shake up the circumstance and situation, just the one that points out the sin, just the one who says, you're not doing it right, you're going in the wrong direction. But the spirit of the prophet is also such that you edify with your words, you build up, you strengthen, you empower. You have the capacity to encourage. You see one's ability and perhaps one's future. You may dream as well. All of those attributes are prophetic attributes. And so, in so much as you've said something that may have been hurtful, now turn and whisper with a prophetic voice. You can do it. God believes in you. The Lord sees you. You are special to God. There's no one like you. Before God formed you in your mother's womb, He knew you. God teaches your fingers to fight and your hands to war. Baby, there is nobody like you. That is the difference. So with words, we have the capacity to tear down, to annihilate, to immobilize, to grip with fear, to cause people who would otherwise be doing just fine to become stagnant, to stand with stasis, and to be all right with that. Why is it important for us as the believers, as the body of Christ, to understand? Anyone?
Because Jesus came to spread the good news, and if you're negative, people really don't listen to you, so
Right.
you don't have the ability to
Right.
spread the gospel and spread the gospel.
Right. There's nothing transformative in it, is it? Right. But the scripture says that as a man believes in his heart, so is he. It also says that deep calls to deep. So the laws of attraction work. And so things like psychosomatic illnesses, psycho, your brain, somatic, your body, being impacted because your brain is telling it. It may not have been damaged physically at all, but your brain begins to tell you, I'm not able to do that. I can't lift my left arm. I can't turn my neck. It hurts. I can't stand upright. Do you see the capacity that our words have and that you have because you're created in the image and likeness of God? You have the ability to bring transformation in someone's life by the power of your words. The scripture says that life and death are in the power of the tongue. Amen?
Amen.
All right. God bless you. Prophets in the making.